Welcome to episode 5 of the Jeff and Jersey podcast.
We do reactions and post-game analysis of the NBA.
I'm Jersey.
I'm Jeff.
And today we're going to get started with a new segment in our show. Instead of keeping it bland and just going over some recap, we're going to go buy or sell now that we're about 10 to 11 games into the season. We're going to display some teams and talk about some teams that maybe we wouldn't talk about normally or that are overperforming, underperforming, and we're going to talk about whether we buy or sell their record, and this is the record edition of buy or sell.
Right. We could do just contender or pretender, but that doesn't really include some of these other teams that we might not talk about or teams that are struggling. So we're just going to go over teams that have been a little bit surprising maybe with their record so far and if they're legit or not.
And contender, pretender, I was not really a fan of that because we all know there's 5 or 6 contenders and teams that are overperforming right now. We've talked about them so many times, like on this podcast, where like I feel like we needed to come up with something new that wasn't just, I think these 6 teams can win a title. Like every day on ESPN, you turn it on, they say that, this team is now a title contender. It's like, no, they're not. Just because they're on a 5-game winning streak does not mean that they're like, we know. It was a PJ Tucker quote. At the end of the year, we knew at the beginning of the year what teams are going to stand there. Sometimes, like the Suns last year, were a little bit of a wild card, but we knew that they were going to get a lot better with Chris Paul. And so, just to change it up, we got buy or sell record edition, and we plan on coming out with another edition of this. Probably some players' performances, things like that.
Yep.
First, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're 7-4. Obviously, they just beat my Knicks last night. Big performance from their bench. Colin Sexton just got hurt, and that's the big news. Is Colin Sexton is now out. Very vital part to their success in their lineup. He's been struggling this year a little bit, though, with only 16 points per game.
Right.
How important is he to the Cavs going forward?
I think he's pretty important. He seems kind of like that pace guy, always that brings the energy to the team. I'm sure that they're going to start Okoro, I would think,
or
instead of him.
Rubio.
Maybe, but maybe they might
They
bring
did
Rubio.
the one game, though, that he missed, they started Rubio. I don't know, long-term, because it sounds like it's going to be a long-term thing.
Right.
So I don't know if they plan to keep their lineup, consistent because it's going to be long-term versus, one night here and there. You can change it up. But
I would start Okoro just because Rubio can come off the bench and replace Garland because, you could mismatch Garland and Sexton with Rubio. Yeah. But I think
I like that perspective.
I think you need Rubio to come off the bench and kind of run that second unit with Garland out because then you don't have that much playmaking and it brings extra defense to the starting lineup. Yeah. But they also might be limited even more offensively.
But I like that actually perspective on keeping Rubio on the bench because essentially this team had 3 point guards coming into the season. Colin Sexton is more of a 2, but he in the past he's played the 1 a lot and things like that. I think Garland at the 1 this year, averaging 15 and 7.5 assists. He's been great, and then that moves Sexton more to an off-ball role. I think that their chemistry and things have already shown, and they've looked great, especially with Rubio averaging 14 and 7 off the bench.
Yeah.
But like you said, you kind of always need a point guard on the floor. So them starting, then you get into a weird stagger situation. You got a sub. One of them has to play the whole first quarter essentially, and then you have to bring the other back in, and it just is weird. So I would like to see what they do with their lineups. Who knows what they do with their lineups? They got weird lineups right now.
They've surprised us so far.
Yeah, even when Laurie goes out, they stay big. They started Dean Wade against the Knicks, who's a 6'9", power forward type of guy. So they stay big. I think that's kind of. So I'm not buying their record right now. I'm selling their record. They're 7-4. I think that's a big overachievement for this team.
Oh, totally, yeah.
But it is weird. I want to know at what point in the year a switch kind of flips and teams know how to prepare for them. I think that's what's kind of catching them off guard. It'd be like a team in the NFL coming out, and obviously in the NFL you have to run the ball and stuff like that. But if a team came out and ran 4 wide the whole game, say they're going up against a team who we've seen Tom Brady teams in the past do this. You're going up against a team who has 3 good linebackers. Okay, we're just going to come out in 4 wide all game. So you have to keep one of those good linebackers on the sideline or something like. That's one thing the Cavs have kind of caught teams off guard with is that they're just weird. They don't have a good lineup against any team. They play a weird 3-2 zone with Mobley at the top and catches teams off guard.
I mean, I'm gonna sell as well. Yeah. But it's last year the Magic started 8-3 or whatever. And had a big injury. Markelle Fultz blew out his knee last year. Sexton has a torn, I think it was meniscus, right? But it's weird just watching them play and them just being so much better than I thought they would be. I thought they'd be like
I
the
thought
worst
it
team in the
was
league.
a laughing stock is what I came into the league. I did
Same.
not
But
expect anything.
when you have Ricky Rubio looking like Dame Lillard out there, I mean.
And then Jared Allen, Player of the Week.
Yeah.
Eastern Conference Player of the Week. Some of the Player of the Weeks in the East have been a little weird. Like I thought, obviously KD deserves one, but like so far, Bridges, Jared Allen, like things like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of going to the guy who's stepping up and helping their team to the best record. So they went 4-0 this past week. Jared Allen has looked like he actually has some offensive skill. I saw him catch a ball.
Contract.
I saw him shoot a post hook last night. Like he's obviously still that lethal roller to the rim, the shot blocker, gonna dunk everything. Like he even had a nasty dunk last night that I saw. And so it's like he's still that guy, but he's added a little sprinkle of some more touch around the basket, some more control in the post. And so I mean, it's already made his game look perfect. And him and Mobley look like a better fit than I expected at the beginning of the year.
Totally. Watching the game last night, later in the game when they were like kind of doubling Rubio, Mobley would drive and then just dish it down to him.
The short roll playmaking.
Yeah, I've been impressed with like their dynamic so far, but I think that's because Mobley fits better as a 4 than I thought he would.
The shooting is miles ahead of where I thought it was. I think he hit 2 threes.
Yeah,
corner
he went 2 for 4.
A big corner 3, and then he had a point 3 too. Shot still has a little chop at the top, but like he's open. Right now he's shooting wide open.
Oh yeah.
Versus like I don't think Anthony Davis's jumper was all that smooth early in his career, but as he took more, as he had 5 or 6 NBA off seasons, it'll get more smooth as people start to guard him, you know. But he looks great so far.
Yeah, he's probably my second in the Rookie of the Year race.
Yeah, he might for me just because he beat the Knicks. He might be number 1 for me, and Scotty Barnes is hurt right now.
True,
but like it is a little bit of a mix for me.
Yeah.
Next, we move on to the Chicago Bulls, who are 6-3. I'm buying their record. I'm buying all the stock in the Chicago Bulls right now. My only hesitation to not is that, you know, they've lost twice to the injury Sixers. The Sixers haven't had their full team either time they lost. They're struggling to guard bigs, which obviously that means that Embiid had good games, which Embiid's going to have good games against everyone, especially in the East, without Gobert guarding him or someone like that. Really, the only guy I see giving him really big fits at that center spot is Bam, and that's not even just Bam, it's the team defense that the Heat will have.
Exactly.
I don't see anyone, maybe like a Lopez and Giannis mix, like Capella maybe, but like all of those are maybes because Embiid's just such a special talent.
It depends on if Embiid
wants he's healthy too
to go as hard as he can that night, and if he's healthy. I'm gonna buy the Bulls as well. I'm obviously not as convinced as I was earlier. Losing Patrick Williams is huge on the defensive end because now your more offensive centered players are gonna have to try a bit harder on defense, and they're starting a bit smaller with Javonte Green, who's a good hustle player, but would fit better off the bench and isn't as big or strong as Patrick Williams. So when you run into these bigger wings, they're going to give the Bulls a bit more fits. But they've been better defensively than I thought they have. Losing to Philly doesn't really concern me because Philly's looked great. So far.
That's true.
They've looked so much better chemistry-wise, and guys are stepping up. Korkmaz has been great.
Philly's one of my favorites right now just because when they do get the pieces back in place, you know, and I think the Drummond pickup was actually pretty big because Embiid's sitting out tonight. Obviously, he just entered health and protocol stuff, but he was sitting out before he entered that. I feel like just having another big who can rebound and play defense and things. Yeah,
if Ben Simmons comes back like the player that we know him as, not the player that played in the playoffs, then they're going to be tough to beat.
Healthy Tobias.
Yeah.
The way Curry's playing, too.
Oh, he's been great.
Yeah. And for me, the reason I'm buying the Bulls so heavily and putting all my stock into the Bulls is because when you have 2 all-star caliber players like they do, like if the all-star break was this weekend, those would be my 2. I'd vote for both of them, DeRozan and Levine. They both have played, you know, averaging north of 23, 24, 25 points a game, clutch buckets, big time. You know, they're not blowing everyone out. They have to win close games. They're getting buckets, that type of thing. They'd have my vote. And anytime a team has 2, I'm buying that stock. Because in the NBA, big duos with good surrounding pieces is how you win in today's NBA.
Yeah, their bench looks a lot better than I thought they would.
Ayo
Dosunmu has been great off the bench. I didn't even expect him to get minutes.
And, like, I think that's just one thing, like, not to give Caruso too much credit, but it feels like even the Lakers, he'd step in and they'd have a pep in their step. It feels like they're overperforming, which maybe we should sell, but, like, the whole team is performing about where I expected, just probably a little bit further on track of like they look more like a team instead of just winning games.
And they still have Kobe White coming back as well.
Kobe White. Yeah, I forgot about that. So that's also true. Next, we got the Washington Wizards, who are 7-3. They have wins over the Bucks, Grizzlies, Pacers, Celtics, Hawks. They most recently beat the Bucks. Obviously, the Bucks are injury riddled right now with Middleton and Lopez out. Beal isn't scoring as much. I mean, obviously, Beal averaging 24, 5, and 5 is not what I expected. I was expecting another 30-point per game season from him just because that offense runs through him. But I have been impressed with like a guy like Kuzma, who's averaging 15 and 10.
Now. His offensive game hasn't been like as great.
Yeah.
But his rebounding has been
not as
ridiculous.
Consistent offensively. And I think I wanted to add into that rebounding thing. When you play Montrez at the 5, you kind of have to have a 4 or some of your wings who rebound really well. Yeah. So I think Kuzma picking up that rebounding has really helped Montrez on the floor, which we're seeing a whole new Montrez.
Oh yeah, he looks like the player that won 6th Man of the Year.
Yeah.
Because last year he just didn't get minutes on the Lakers, and then now he's getting minutes and has a system that can fit around him. Because I mean, they have Gafford.
Yeah.
Who starts unless he's not healthy, which he hasn't been recently. And then Harold, so like 2 smaller bigs. So like they don't have to change their play style when he comes in. At least I don't think so.
And they have bigger wings too, like Bertans. Kuzma's a big dude.
Advia.
And then Advia, So they have bigger wings that can help with the rebounding like we were just mentioning.
Yep.
I really like this Wizards team. I'm probably selling their record because I don't think that they're a team that's going to win, 70% of their games. I don't think that they're going to win 50 games this year. I'm selling them. I think that they're winning games in the regular season because of their depth.
Yeah.
I think that depth wins regular season games like we've seen for 50 years in the NBA.
Yeah.
Team who has the depth to keep the wins rolling. They could end up making the playoffs, but as a contender, I'm selling them.
Yeah, I'm going to sell as well. They're off to a great start. Obviously, with Beal not scoring as well as we know he can, but I mean, the whole league isn't.
Yeah.
So, but they're adjusting around him not being a 32-point per game scorer, but their depth is great, and Advia has kind of impressed me defensively. He has obviously grown as a player, and obviously isn't involved as much offensively, maybe. And then they still have Rui Hachimura, who's going to come back at some point, at least hopefully.
Hopefully he's doing good and progressing towards coming back. We don't really have. I don't think
we
have a lot of the situation that's going on.
I think it was just a mental health thing, is what they said. So we can only speculate. But if he comes back and starts, maybe, or comes,
and he's
off the
another
bench,
big wing.
Exactly.
He's 6'8", 6'9", strong guy who has recently developed, obviously, the perimeter game. But at Gonzaga, I remembered him as that mid-post attacker, like using his body, that type of thing. And so they got a lot of they have a lot of cool lineup diversity, they can run in and out. And this is a fun Wizards team, and I could see them giving a team fits in the play-in or something. But I'm just not.
Yeah, me neither.
Not a team that's going to win a playoff series, nothing like that. Nope. Next, we go to the Grizzlies. This is actually an interesting one. I want to hear what you have to say about this. They're 5-4. They just beat the Nuggets twice. They're, they most recently lost to the Wizards. When Josh struggles, this team seems to sputter right now, especially with Dylan Brooks out. What are your thoughts on this? Buying or selling? And now this is kind of a compound question, because are you buying or selling the team, and then what are you doing with their record? Are you buying that this is the record that represents the team, or are you selling the fact that this record doesn't represent this team? What are your thoughts on that?
So, I think that I'm going to buy on this team. I think that this team can win a playoff series. And record-wise, obviously they've had a couple games where Josh struggled, or against the Lakers, he has a great game and just misses a free throw at the end to tie it. They haven't been healthy. They've had dudes in and out of lineups. But I think this team is very good all around. Their bench has been a lot better. Zaire Williams is getting good minutes. I didn't even expect him really to play. Yeah,
I saw him get a nice corner 3 look. He's already expanded his game more than I expected. Seeing him in college, it just felt like he was more of an attacker. It was like a project type of player, but he's already expanded to that NBA 3-point range and things like that. So. And
I think D'Anthony Melton, he's been great so far. Desmond Bane is making a jump. He's averaging 18 points a game now.
Yeah.
Steven Adams has fit in so much better. I think this team can win a playoff series, like if they sneak into like
Yeah.
outside of the play-in and
Yeah.
get to like that 6th seed,
Yeah.
and can give a team fits, at least push a team to 6 or 7, and
Yeah.
then. But this team, I think, can grit out wins. I think in the West, it's gonna be so tough with like that seeding. It's gonna be who's healthy.
Because the Clippers are going to be in there somewhere. The Clippers aren't going to win 48 to 50 games, I wouldn't imagine, and so they're going to be fighting it out for that. 6, 7 seed. The Lakers, if they lose LeBron for a month or two of the season, which we'll get to in a little bit. The Mavs are kind of in that category. Blazers have struggled, but if they pick it up, like they always have that little run that they have.
Yep.
The Grizzlies are in a weird spot, and for me, I'm selling the team but buying their record. I don't think the Grizzlies can win a playoff series. They're inconsistent. Jaren Jackson Jr. is too inconsistent for me. I do buy that this record represents their team well, though.
Yeah.
5-4. They're going to be a team right about 500, maybe a game or two above, like we said. Maybe they win 45 games and get that 6th seed, whatever it is. I'm not I don't buy teams who their star player struggles and they get blown out. I don't buy teams like that. And that's kind of where like teams like the Knicks are right now, where I want us to be more of a team where other guys can take over. But like we saw the Hawks last year. The reason I buy the Hawks is because if Trey shoots 6 of 20, you still have other dudes out there scoring. They obviously compete in playoff series and things like that. As of right today, I'm selling the Grizzlies, but I'm buying that this record does represent their team well.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts on it right now. Next, we got the Mavs. They're 6-3. They got a win over the Celtics, the Spurs in the last week since our last episode. Obviously, that was a heartbreaker. The Luka shot. It's just like at least it wasn't a running floater, like he did last year. Or like
I guess, but still,
like,
it was like
it's Luka, and that's
fade away. Like he's on like 1 foot and good defense, and I
triple team that frozen image of him shooting over. It's just,
and we honestly, Marcus fouled. With like
that was a question.
We would have gotten the ball back, or at least gotten a chance. So say he still hits that, but there's still 6 seconds on the clock if Marcus doesn't foul there. Yeah. But I mean, no Jalen in the game. Tatum broke out of his slump, but Luka was just Luka, and Porzingis played great. It's the first good game I've seen him play in a while. But if he's doing good, then I buy this team.
Me too. I'm buying this team.
But it all depends on him.
Me buying the Mavs is based on potential. If Porzingis can provide Luka with any sort of secondary offense that isn't shot creation off the dribble, we're seeing Brunson, and we've obviously seen Tim Hardaway Jr. Do that. But if they can provide some sort of paint offense, some sort of secondary thing that's not just guard penetration all game, and that's where Porzingis comes in. I think this year he does have a chance to kind of bounce back. He got hurt, sat out a year. Obviously, the trade was somewhere. Like, he got hurt, traded, was sitting out, and then gained all that weight and muscle from all the training. Long, weird offseason. Or, like, not the long, weird offseason, but the bubble. So there was that huge gap. Like, he really hasn't had a full season where he was, like, ready to go, and so
even that, like figuring out a role and stuff. With Luka
so
too.
I feel like this year he will get back. He's not going to get back to 27 points per game like he was with the Knicks for that little stretch there. He could get back though to like he had 15 and 6 in that game. Their potential is wherever he takes him, honestly, because we know what Luka is, we know what Tim Hardaway Jr. is at this point in his career, but wherever KP gets to this year is where I think the Mavs can go to. If he becomes a legitimate second guy,
then they're like a 4 or 3 seed.
Yeah, and they could win a playoff series. Just like last year, we saw him almost winning a playoff series without him being that. Now, if he is that, then that's scary for the rest of the league.
Yeah, if you can get Luka to the playoffs, I think you're good. Whether it be you limp to the playoffs and he's going to win you some games, or you kind of cruise in and feel comfortable with Porzingis' play, then this team is definitely dangerous because Luka is probably a top 5 player in the league right now.
Yeah.
So...
You good with the Mavs here?
Yeah.
Okay. We said a lot about the Mavs. We've talked about the Mavs a little bit. Obviously, they played your Celtics, so you watched them. You've probably watched them closer than I have this year, but those are the things that I noticed. Next, we're going to go Knicks. They're 1-3 in their last 4, 6-4. Obviously, losses to the Cavs, Pacers, and Raptors, who I want. I want wins against those 3 teams, and obviously they lost to the Magic early in the year. But we've won big games, Bucks, Bulls, 76ers have shown they're a good team, and we beat them, and we didn't punk them, but Embiid looked tired. It didn't look like the same old Embiid. The Bulls have gotten big wins against teams like the Jazz. So, we're winning big games. The Bucks were hurt, obviously, but we had to storm back. I'm concerned about this team, and so I'm selling the Knicks right now, which is weird because I'm a Knicks fan. I want to buy the Knicks. I want to buy that we are this good. We're 6-4. I think we're a team. We should be 500. Obviously, that's just one win at this point in time. But we're 6-4. The team to me right now looks like a 42, 43 win team when I predicted us 47, 48. I'm selling us right now because I'm concerned about our defense, and I don't think it's a direct thing. Elfrid Payton and Reggie Bullock. I don't think it's that. No. I think it's the team defense. I think Randall has looked way more lackadaisical on that end. I don't know if it's easing his way into the season or what it is, but he's looked kind of out of sorts, missing rotations. We gave up 10 transition points to the Cavs last night. Yeah. And I don't even care if Ricky Rubio is hitting step back threes. It's whatever.
It's tough shots.
But if you give up I think we gave up 18 transition points. That is a game
that's just
right
effort.
there.
Yeah.
That's effort getting back on defense. It's turnovers in the half court on offense that lead to throw out layups. And then even two of those buckets in transition, Julius was in foul trouble. There was 4 minutes into the game and he already had a foul, so he didn't want to go up and foul a guy or something. Yeah. And so it got ugly. I'm not concerned about the defensive ratings because we've been giving up so many points, Jaylen Brown career night, Ricky Rubio career night. I am concerned. OG career night. I am concerned though that we are giving those up. I'm not concerned with Ricky Rubio. I saw a stat if the points expected versus points got, he was expected 17 less points on those same exact jumpers, the same looks.
Yeah.
So I'm not concerned about he scored 37. I don't think that it's Derrick Rose is a terrible defender. IQ's a terrible defender.
He's hitting Dame step back threes.
I am just concerned about the rotations.
Yeah.
We already talked about Mobley with catch the high post drop down pass for just dunks and just
doubling late in that game, and Julius, it was just two dribbles.
Julius doesn't run to the corner to contest Mobley on that corner three, and I think there's a video of Fournier on the bench, and he's confused. He's what are we doing? We're just leaving a guy who's already made one. What do you think about the Knicks?
I think I'm gonna buy the record, but I'm gonna sell the team. Yeah. Because I do think that this team will be above 500, and in that mid Eastern Conference play-in area.
Yeah.
But I do have some concerns. Obviously, Kemba's sitting out.
Yeah, I expected it though.
I did too because I saw it all last year.
Yeah, and I'm not necessarily worried about that because we still got three other good guards on the team. Alec Burks, and then Grimes brought in a little bit of nice wing depth when we had to move IQ to the one with the backup. So we got Kemba for $8 million a year. That's not necessarily why I'm selling this team. I'm just selling it because we just don't have Julius not playing as good as he is, as he's capable of that we've seen.
Yeah, Kemba, when he's played, has been pretty inconsistent. Same with Fournier. RJ's looked great in some games, but also hasn't
terrible in others. Yeah.
And then it just seems I don't know, they didn't expect that everyone got better.
Yeah,
is kind of what it feels like, and just kind of going back to the formula that worked last year might not work this year because teams are better.
Yeah,
you're not walking into to Chicago and expecting to just beat them up or anything. It's different this year for the league because guys had full off seasons and stuff, and then obviously maybe it's still figuring out chemistry type thing, something like that. But I do think that they're going to be in that anywhere from 4 to 8 range.
Yeah, that same as last year. Same
as last year. Maybe not as good of a record, but I don't know if Julius has taken that next step or RJ's consistent enough to be a team like the Hawks.
At this point, when you're relying on Derrick Rose to come in off the bench, so obviously Kemba's not playing some games, so then Derrick has to start. But when he comes in off the bench, if you're relying, we're down 8, Derrick, get us back in the game. It's just that formula just runs out so fast. It can happen 5 or 6 times a year. And you can pick up 5 or 6 wins a year.
But you can't expect it every night.
Derrick Rose is still Derrick Rose. He's been great, but you just can't expect him to be that guy every night. We expected him in the playoffs and things. Right. We need Julius to get his 20, 10, and 5, and then maybe a little bit more than that. But if he's getting 20, 10, and 8 or something, he's passing well, getting the team involved, this team has been frustrating so far to start the year. I love the roster. I love the guys. I love the team.
Yeah.
But, and then like Obi, where does he fit in? Like there's just a lot of things that need to be sorted out. And obviously it's a long season.
Oh, totally.
We're not even, 10 games in out of 82. It's not even close to a quarter of the way. Right. Once we get into the 20s. If we're now 10 games from now, if we're 500, then it starts to get like, okay, what's going on now?
And it gets a bit concerning.
That. Yeah. Next, we got a couple teams, and we're ending in LA. So we got the Lakers and the Clippers. Lakers first. They're 5-5. They're injured. LeBron's health is a little bit concerning. Obviously, he's just getting old, and I expected LeBron to get I'm not saying I expected him to get hurt, but I expected him to not play 82 games. Yeah. He was going to sit out games, but he's actually got an injury now. What are you buying or selling this team?
It's tough to say. I think I you have to buy the Lakers because you have LeBron and AD. They obviously, without LeBron though, have blown a 26 and a 19-point lead.
Yeah.
Almost lost to the Spurs without LeBron. They got blown out by the Blazers. Westbrook shot 1 of 13. That can't happen. Yeah. They got Westbrook because obviously probably the best player available, but they needed him to step up when these other guys didn't.
Yeah.
And he did in the Spurs game once, but shooting 1 of 13, and then in the Thunder game had like a quadruple double with turnovers, is like yelling at 21-year-olds. And even the Blazers game was pretty concerning because like obviously everyone shot bad, but like just watching some of those misses.
Yeah. I think this team does have enough to like tread water, win games, get that 6-7 seed, but like I don't want the Lakers at the 6 seed playing the Nuggets round 1 or playing the Jazz round 1 if they're the 7 seed. Like I want LeBron at that 4 seed where they can have home court advantage and things like that. I'm going to sell that this is the record of this team. 5-5.
Yep.
I think that they're better than this record, so I'm selling that. But I'm obviously going to buy the Lakers as a team because I know their potential.
If LeBron's on the team, you have to buy it.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Selling the record, buying the team, and we want to do a special shout out. We haven't talked enough about OKC. They haven't been very good this year. We did want to shout out Shea. He had those. They obviously beat the Lakers twice. He hit that deep 3 to kind of like just not put the game away, but kind of just like extend it. And
that was that was awesome to watch
from the logo. He doesn't seem like a guy who shoots from the logo. You know, his shot's a little more like a slower set shot. He's obviously getting that nice pound step back to the right down on his shot like that. But like him shooting from deep, it just didn't feel like a good shot for him. But he made it. Obviously, made shots are good shots. Yeah. That's saying. OKC's been fun to watch because of him and Giddey's, like all of his cool passing, the weird bounce passes and like the wraparounds and things. He's been a fun team to watch, just not very good. We haven't covered them enough because they haven't won many games and things, but we wanted to shout
they've
OKC.
Only beat the Lakers.
Yeah. Lastly, we got the Western Conference Player of the Week, and that is PG. The Clippers are 5-4. They've won a couple in a row. Haven't lost in November, actually. They started off rough when we were talking on previous episodes. They've beat the T-Wolves twice and the Hornets last night. PG Player of the Week. Reggie's shooting with more confidence. They're getting more from those other guys like we mentioned they needed to win games. Terrence Mann 17 and 10, and we will talk about Luke Canard later, but he's stepped up too. What are you buying or selling? I personally am buying that this is the record of the Clippers. I did think that they would make the playoffs as like a 6 seed or a 7 seed. I think they are a better team than what they started, and so I'm buying that 5-4. That feels like a good record, like a 45-37 type of team gets into the playoffs. Maybe a 42-40. That little bracket of their record. I'm buying that this is what the Clippers are. This 5-4.
I am too because PG's been what he needs to be. Even in games he hasn't shot well, he's closed great. Just him when the offense runs through him, it's just so much better. Reggie's been shooting with better confidence, like you said.
He only was. I think he went 3 of 10 the other night, but
but then
it's getting those shots. He
had like 28 or something like that because he was hitting his shots. Terrence Mann's been great. They just got Ibaka back. He didn't look great last night, but
first game back or first couple games back now is.
And then, Bledsoe has to be better. He can't be going out there and putting up 7 and 4.
And I think that the solution to Bledsoe is I just feel like he's got to find a role to be able to help the second unit for me.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a first unit guard anymore.
I don't think
I think Reggie Jackson and PG fit like more on the court.
Right.
Reggie Jackson, Luke Canard, PG in the backcourt with like a Batum Ibaka or Batum and Zubats. Yeah. That lineup is a lot more like flowing to me on offense as a starting group. Has plenty of defense. Reggie's not a slouch of a defender. Canard's okay. PG's obviously a sound defender. Very he's not underrated. Like he's not underrated, but just like he's always been a good defender. It's kind of like he's always
you know where you're gonna get on defense.
Yeah,
pretty much.
And so I'm buying this Clippers team. I think that they're exactly what we've seen.
Yeah.
They remind me of the playoffs a little bit. Obviously not hitting shots the way they did in the playoffs because that was ridiculous.
Right.
But our second to last segment on the show, we like to keep it the same because this is what we're trying to build this show off of, and that is the bench guys. We wanted to shout these guys out with Unsung Heroes. This time, obviously, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Because our number one unsung hero of the week is Ricky Rubio off the bench versus the Knicks. He had 37 points, 8 of 9 from 3. It was like he stole Damian Lillard's shot.
It's what it looked like. I mean, he had like the one step back that it was like, are you kidding me?
The dribble to the left, cross the feet, side step, and then he like leaned into it even. Yeah. It's like, oh my gosh.
He even had 10 assists in that game as well, which is crazy. 37 and 10 off the bench is kind of ridiculous.
Took over.
Yeah, it was.
At Madison Square Garden,
it was kind of amazing to watch. And then even like, it was kind of confusing to me watching the Knicks double him because like he's a good playmaker, so he's just gonna make that easy pass.
Like we were talking with Chris Paul. Like, it is a skill, the angles for passing. Yes. Like, not everyone can just make those passes because they don't have the anticipation.
If you have 6'8" dudes closing out,
they don't have
to be able to pass out of that is crazy.
The two-handed passing, the over-the-top, down low, like he was bounce passing out of double teams, throwing it over.
Yeah.
We couldn't double him because they simply got a 4-on-3 every possession.
Yeah.
When, like, he would drag him out, dump it, then it's Mobley going at the rim, corners, baseline, and there's 3 defenders.
Yeah.
Either you step up and help and it's a corner 3 or it's just a layup and a dunk. Like, it was a nightmare. Once we had to start doubling Ricky Rubio, it was a nightmare. Yeah. And he really took that game over. So shout out to Ricky Rubio. Next, we got Luke Canard.
He's been pretty good so far to start the season. Looks kind of like he did in those later playoff series, knocking down shots, which they need him to do, obviously. I don't think he started off great. Maybe he had, like, the first 3 games he kind of struggled a little bit. But seems like he's found his groove. But if, like you said, moving Bledsoe to the bench and putting him in the starting lineup, I think that opens up the offense a bit more for PG.
Yeah.
Because he can obviously space the floor really
He's more of a floor spacer. And then when you get Reggie in there with him too, maybe, there is still a ball handler that's not PG. Like, I like PG off the ball, but then coming to it, getting it, pick and roll. I don't want him to have to bring it up at pressure. Things like that. So I like that starting lineup a lot, too.
Yeah.
Yep. Third, I put this on here. Obviously, this is an unsung hero moment.
Pure definition of unsung hero.
This was like, we were going crazy over this because our third guy is Mike Muscala. 20 points, 5 of 6 shooting. He was getting to the line.
Yeah.
14 minutes, but what was he at with 4?
He had 14 points in 5 minutes.
14 points in 5 minutes for a big.
Check the box score, and I was like, did they, like, swap? Like, did he have 5 points in 14 minutes? Like, I can't believe what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, it was a great game for him. And we follow him up with another big. Frank Kaminsky stepped up without DeAndre Ayton in the lineup for the Suns. They obviously started JaVale McGee at the big, and then Frank came off the bench and played 29 minutes, had 16, 6, and 4 on 7 of 10 shooting. And they beat the Hawks without Ayton, which is big because obviously all the pressure the Hawks put on the rim with the lobs, you need lots of rim protection. And they obviously got it done. Frank provided them the offense to pull Capella out of the paint.
Right,
shooting.
Yeah. I think he showed that he could step up in the playoffs when Saric got hurt.
Yep.
He came in, had some nice minutes and stuff like that during the finals even.
Yep.
But it's always nice to – he's like just such a likable player, like Frank the Tank. You just see him at college and then getting him good minutes now.
It's good to see him. Like, he stepped up in the playoffs a little bit too, gave him like decent minutes there. But like seeing him step up, we had to shout him out because I don't know how many minutes he's really going to get. He's kind of their third big.
It's kind of like a situational.
Yeah, and they're a small team. They play like obviously Jay Crowder's their 4.
And
so they
Cam
play,
Johnson off the bench at the 4.
So they play small, so they don't really play a third big like the Knicks would a lot of the times and teams like that. So it is nice to shout Frank Kaminsky out.
Yep.
The last segment of our show, it's kind of a shorter show today, but the last segment is going to be some trivia, some games, and some quizzes that we found online. And so we hope you guys enjoy this last segment. Okay, so Jeff and I haven't seen this quiz yet. This is like a trivia quiz, and what it is you see it laid out. I wish it would have went to 2021 season, but this is just what I found online. This had the highest ratings. It is a 2015, 2014, all the way down to 1981 so points per game, rebounds per game, assists per game, the MVP of that season, and then the finals MVP, and we have to get them all. And we got 10 minutes to do so. There's 175 things. Obviously, we're going to type in, like the first dude, we're going to type in Michael Jordan, and it's going to fill out, 10 of the points per game, 5 or 6, or was it 6 MVPs? Why don't I, 5 MVPs? 6, whatever it was. And then obviously the 6 finals MVPs. So we're going to automatically get like a 10%, right off the rip. And so, we hope you guys enjoy this. We got a 10-minute timer to get all these. I assume we should get at least 90% of these.
Yeah.
The MVPs might throw us off a little bit, but we have a pretty good collective knowledge here.
Right.
Like if it was just me, I'd probably get like 90%. The rebounds are also going to throw us off a little bit, I have a feeling. Here we go. Okay, so first we're going to go
obviously
Michael Jordan and DeAndre Jordan.
Oh, for rebounds. There you go.
There we go.
LeBron.
Next, we got to throw LeBron. Did he not? No, he has a... Oh, is it last? Yeah. Okay, we got to go last names. I'm going to go Durant. Let's try and just get our scoring ones, and then we'll obviously get like some of the MVPs and stuff out of the way. Was Curry the... Oh, he won MVP.
Harden for scoring.
Did he? No, because that was more recent.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Obviously, Anthony won a scoring title.
Yep.
Wade won the 2009 scoring title. Shaq, that's... What is that? O'Neal? Yeah, there we go. Bryant.
AI.
Yep. Iverson won a couple of those.
T-Mac won a couple, right?
Yep. McGrady.
Okay.
Who was 2015? Was that Westbrook? No, he was more recent than that.
Oh,
no,
he
was 2015.
That's right.
94 was Olajuwon. No, who won the 94? Or was that David Robinson? Is that when he...
Yeah.
When he did the... he scored 71 or whatever.
To beat out Shaq.
Yeah.
So...
Let me move us down just a little bit here.
So early 80s.
Bottoms.
Early 80s is tough.
Obviously, Adrian Dantley won one, right?
Yep.
2. Oh, 2. He won 2.
Wow.
Shout out Adrian Dantley. Moses Malone.
Probably boards. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of them.
Who else do we got here?
Who would win scoring titles?
Once we get these bottom ones, I'll move it back up so that we can see the tops. Scoring titles, Bird didn't win any.
Not Magic.
I'm just trying to think of the best players back then.
In the mid-80s. That's tough. Let's come back to that.
Who was the dude for the Nuggets?
Alex English?
Did he had the most points in that decade. Yep, there we go. We got another one.
82.
Let's come back to that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get one when we talk about all these.
Rebounds.
Oh, did Kareem win one?
Maybe.
Is it 2 Bs?
I don't know.
He didn't win one, but we got him over there. Finals MVPs.
For rebounds, Dwight Howard. Yep.
2011. Shoot, this is going to be the toughest one. We literally have none of the assists.
Stockton, obviously. Yeah.
He won it 8 years in a row.
Did Rondo win some? Yeah.
Rondo won a couple. Did
Paul,
Jason
maybe?
Kidd win any?
Yep.
Yeah. Paul.
Yep.
Nash.
Yep.
We got a lot there.
In the 80s. Oh, this is going to be tough.
Isaiah Thomas got us one.
And Finals MVP.
Finals MVP of 89 was his shooting guard, Dumars.
Yep.
Underrated player.
Yes.
For real, really underrated player. I'm going to finish out these Finals MVPs. I feel like that's a good... Bird.
Magic. Oh, no. Did we already do Magic?
Oh, I can't spell. What am I doing? There we go.
Okay. Who won it in 81? MVPs, 93 was... Who won it in 93? Oh, Charles Barkley. He'll get rebounds. Should. Yep, one of them. 2004 MVP.
Garnett might get us something.
Yep, and rebounds.
2011 MVP was Derrick Rose.
Yep.
2007 MVP
2007
had to be
tough.
We got Duncan somewhere in here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and then Dirk. No,
TZKI.
TZKI?
Yes.
There we go.
Okay. Oh, he won the 2007 MVP. Okay.
I want Iguodala. There we go.
Okay.
2014.
Who won the 81 MVP? Was it
Tony Parker won one in there?
Okay.
Leonard.
Yep.
I'm just kind of looking at the MVPs first. We got one more league MVP to do.
Who won it in 81?
Oh, I got a good one that just came to mind.
Oh, James Worthy. Yep.
81 league. Oh, is that Irving? Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
I got that one. When we do like this one.
Oh, Paul Pierce for 08 Finals MVP.
Yeah, Pierce. 04 Finals MVP. That was Chauncey.
Yep.
And then all those
81 Finals MVP.
1981 Finals MVP.
Who won it that year?
Did the Sixers win it?
I think so.
But wouldn't that have been Julius Erving?
I know.
Or we already got Moses Malone. 81. Who won the finals that year? We can't look it up.
That's so hard.
Team who won the finals in 81. Man, why don't I know this?
I don't know it either.
We got to just skip it.
Yep.
Was it a Laker that we don't know? No, because I don't think that they won it. No. 02 assists per game. Is there a great point guard that we're missing? Somewhere in there.
Was Jason Williams, did he ever win assists?
Nah, but that's a common name, so I was kind of hoping something else would pop up.
Oh my goodness. 02 assists.
Did Pippen win anything? No, obviously steals per game isn't on here. Assists per game in tough. 02. I wasn't sure if Gary Payton won one in the late 90s there.
Yeah.
Shoot. We're stalling.
We are.
Stalling out. Points.
We're missing a lot of rebounds per game. Who?
Yeah. Oh, Rodman, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Good amount. Not Shaq.
Who?
Oh, frickin', why can't I think of his name?
Who's kind of a...
Ben Wallace.
Yep.
Got us two.
Okay, there you go. 99, 2000, 2001.
I'm thinking...
Oh, my goodness. I don't know. These are so tough because, you just got to filter through, every NBA player.
Yeah, we got 3 minutes. So we're already at 160 out of 175.
Oh.
Points per game, man. Who are we missing in there?
86 and 85.
Who are we missing?
Oh.
We're missing someone. So right now we're down here at the bottom with the Finals MVP, assists per game in the 80s. We got Magic in there already. Man, the assists per game, I'm gonna have no chance. But the points per game.
Won Finals MVP. I'm trying to think.
There's 100% a big we're forgetting in that.
Early
2000s era, and I bet it's all three is this guy.
Think of the bigs.
And that early 2000s era, or that late 90s, early 2000s, I'm terrible at, obviously.
Yeah.
Who am I forgetting?
The bigs. Shaq, Hakeem. Rodman.
We got Shaq on there, right?
Yep, yeah, we got him. It's literally going to be someone that's just are you kidding me?
Oh.
Who?
Mutombo?
Oh, maybe?
And how do you spell Mutombo?
Tumbo.
I typed that in. Nothing.
No.
That was a good guess, though.
Who are some of these other bigs?
I'm trying to think of all. Oh. Pat Ewing. Nothing.
Nope.
I'm just trying to think of all the good bigs in the 80s. Or the late 90s, early 2000s. The assists right there is going to drive me nuts, too.
I know.
02, 98, 97. I'm trying to think of all the best teams.
Did the dude who had 30 assists in a game win an assist title?
Oh, that was early 90s, though.
It was?
No, Scott Skiles.
Oh, yeah.
That was the Magic early 90s.
What the hell?
Liked what you were thinking, though.
That 81 Finals MVP is driving me crazy.
Yeah. Because who...
Was it...
The Sixers won it with Moses Malone in 83.
Yep.
Lakers, and then 79-80 was Magic Johnson. That was when he was a rookie or whatever.
80-81.
That next season was like... Was it the... Not the Hawks. Oh! Dominique. Did he not win one? A scoring title in the 80s?
No, I don't think so.
What? Is it Wilkins?
Wilkins?
Yeah, there we go. He won that 86 scoring title. It just popped in my head.
85.
85 scoring title. Are we running out of time?
Yeah,
we got 20 seconds.
No.
20 seconds, and then we get reminded that we're dumb.
These are going to drop. We're going to know all of these names. It's not like it's going to be someone that's random.
Oh, no way. We're going to know 88 rebounds per game. Like, who? Like, I don't know. Oh,
it's going to be some weird season.
Parrish? No.
No, but that would have been.
Is it 1R?
Maybe.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I spelt Mutombo wrong.
No.
Okay, Andre Miller. Oh, it was 3 guys. So
Rod Strickland, Mark Jackson.
Points per game.
Kevin Love.
Bernard King. I'm a Knicks fan, apparently, but I didn't know Bernard King. George Gervin.
We would not have gotten 81 Finals MVP. It's Cedric Maxwell.
Celtics Maxwell. Man, what in the world? Kevin Love won the rebounds per game in 2011.
We should have guessed that.
Dikembe Mutombo and Chris Webber.
Webber won it.
I did guess Mutombo, though. I just didn't know how to spell his name.
Bill Laimbeer won one.
Michael Cage. I've never heard of him.
Who?
Yeah. And then Kevin Porter and Johnny Moore for assists per game.
Oh, no, he wouldn't have finished
80s. Rod Strickland, Mark Jackson. I mean, I guess I could have got that. Andre Miller wouldn't have got, but he's underrated, too.
Yep.
Cedric Maxwell. I mean, we did pretty good. 161. We got a 92%.
If we had gotten Mutombo, then obviously that would have gotten 2 more points.
Yeah. And then
there's no way we could have completed all.
Kevin Love, I maybe should have thought about.
Yeah.
But Cedric Maxwell, things like that.
Because
there's no way. We did good. Obviously, 92% on something that I wasn't alive for. I've been alive for like a third of this list. He's a little bit less, and so we did good.
And the average is only 80%, so above average.
We did good, but it's 2 brains. A lot of these are probably 1, but whatever. We did good. The last trivia quiz that we're going to do, we thought that first one was really fun. It's just a question and an answer, and you have to get that question to go to the next one. Okay, so we start out. Who is the only player in NBA history to record a triple-double with less than 10 points? So
Draymond, right?
Was it Draymond?
Because it was against the Grizzlies, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there we go. Who's the all-time leader in assists? Stockton. I think there's some quick hitters, but there's also some weird ones.
Who won the first NBA championship?
We only got 5 minutes. This is the Lakers. Minneapolis.
Okay.
What team?
Celtics, probably at this time. Yep.
How many does that team have?
17.
17?
Yep.
Who is the all-time leader in points? Can I do Kareem? It's going to make me put...
Abdul-Jabbar.
Okay. Who is the highest all-time field goal percentage?
Oh, this is going to stump me.
Is it Shaq? There's no way.
No.
It's not Wilt. He was shooting terrible back in the day.
Nope. Oh, my God. It's going to be someone that's just random.
Mitchell Robinson. I know he had the highest for like a season.
Yeah. Who is it? Maybe.
Who do you think it is?
I don't know. I was gonna say David Robinson, but
I just typed in Robinson.
Oh, we're gonna get stumped so early. There's no way.
There's not a next. I might look it up.
Yeah.
So we can keep going.
It might just be someone who like barely met the requirement for amount of shots taken. Sorry, we're cheating, but we want to not get stumped within the first like 8 questions.
DeAndre Jordan. I literally just thought of that name.
Oh,
like in my head. Recorded.
Hakeem
Olajuwon.
I mean, if you're counting.
Oh, there's multiple, but they gave us
turnovers. Westbrook.
Name the NBA champion Bulls.
That one's easy.
What NBA player has
Robert
the most.
Oh no, Russell.
Russell, but Ori's up there.
Yeah.
For Russell Westbrook set the record for most triple doubles in a single season. Oscar Robertson. Most career triple doubles.
Westbrook.
At this time, was it Westbrook?
Yeah.
No, it's an old quiz. It's Oscar, right?
Yeah.
What team did Kobe Bryant play
Jazz.
against? Jazz. Who is the all-time leader in block shots? It's Hakeem, right?
I think so. Yep.
Yeah. What coach has won the most NBA championships? That's Phil, right?
I think so, yeah.
And what year did the NBA and the ABA merge? You did a thing on this.
It's 73, I think.
Oh, do I got to type in the 19?
Was it not? 74 or 70? Maybe.
76.
Oh, it was late. Yeah, that's right.
What team won the 2007 NBA championship? The Spurs did. What player was drafted second overall? That's Milicic, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Who has scored the most points in a game?
Wilt
Chamberlain.
Fake.
How many points did he have in that game? 100. Who has the record for most points scored in the first career NBA game? Look this up on your phone, or get ready. We might gotta. Most points, bro. There's got to be like a weird. Is it like frickin' Brandon Jennings? No. Look that up. We're conceding 2 so far. In NBA debut. Wilt
Chamberlain. Should have guessed that because he's fake.
Yep. Who is the Timberwolves franchise leader in points? Garnett. Who has the most career steals? That's Stockton.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
What team has the best single season record?
Is it the
Warriors?
It might not do the word. Okay.
Yeah. What was their record?
73-9.
73-9. Name a team that beat them.
Oh.
Jazz. Just a random guess.
Bucks. Okay. Multiple.
But it gave us the Bucks because they were one of them.
Who's the most record for most three? Clay.
Oh, frickin'.
Is it Steph? It might not have been by the time. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Who holds the record for most career playoff points? LeBron. What player holds the record for most amount of NBA games played in? Is that Duncan?
Kareem, maybe?
Oh, no.
Oh, it's Robert Parrish. Yeah.
Did I spell
it's
it
at
wrong?
1 R, I think. Yep.
Yeah, there we go. What player holds the most career minutes played? Is that LeBron?
Maybe.
No. Who is it? Is it Wilt? No.
Kareem, maybe. Try Parrish again.
Abdul. Oh, it is going to be Parrish, isn't it? Nope.
Who?
Yeah,
oh, it is.
Youngest to play.
Andrew Bynum.
Oh. And we don't get the rest, but so we conceded 2, and then in 5 minutes we couldn't quite get to the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we did pretty good.
Yeah.
Average score was 45,
so
the 2 of us did 73%, so we did better. But yeah, that was a fun change up, obviously.
Yep.
We hope you guys enjoyed like the trivia at the end, just a little game to like get us quick thinking, and maybe you guys learned something now from this. Obviously, we try and like teach people as much about basketball, but we don't do as much about the history of basketball. Yep. So that was fun. Good change up. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and
like and subscribe.
Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe. It helps us out a lot.
Leave us a comment down below. Suggestions, whether you agree with our takes or not. We always want to have conversations with people and let us know what you want to see next. Yep, always trying to bring more people in and have conversations, and like if there's a team you guys want us to really talk about, just let us know. And yeah, appreciate it, and peace out.